Hi, on today's episode of the Comics Panel, we're going to be talking about Keystone Issues, issues that we think you should have in your collection. All right, we're going to talk about Keystone Issues today, and I guess I'll go first. One of the issues that I think that is really great and I think should be in everybody's collection is Avengers 57, first appearance of the Vision. Behold the Vision. Not only is it a great, really cool story, but it introduces one of my all-time favorite characters, the Vision, and he might be my all-time favorite Avenger. Done by John Buscema, does the artwork. Just really, really cool stuff. And I really think you guys should read it because it's a little bit different than what you've seen in the Avengers movie. Hank Pym creates Ultron, and then Ultron, to defeat the Avengers, creates the Vision, which is a synthezoid. Not quite an android. Something a little bit different. He has all kinds of cool powers, can go through walls, control his density, things like that. And it's just done really well. Great artwork. Great character introduction. When he's coming through the wall, when he first goes to assassinate Jan, the Wasp, she's scared because it's just really, really cool stuff. And it's one of probably the best Avengers story I really ever read. So
Vision's very powerful. I mean, like you just
said,
absolutely.
He was designed and created to kill all the Avengers.
Yeah,
to defeat them all.
He's got it all in one package. He can fly. He has a gem on his forehead that he can use to destroy you with a laser. He can, as you said, go through walls, which also
control
means
his density and his mass. He can make himself very heavy or very light. Make himself as hard as a diamond or become intangible.
And almost indestructible because he's a robot.
Oh, yeah, practically.
So he can transfer
and
his
supercomputer
thoughts.
And everything else.
Yes, there's so many things he can do. He's like the Martian Manhunter for DC.
A little
he's
bit,
that,
yeah.
Because he has a ton of powers.
And great backstory. His brainwaves were taken from Simon Williams and duplicated, who was Wonder Man at the time, who was an enemy of the Avengers. And then, so he used human brain patterns. So he's kind of like Simon's half-brother.
They call him brother.
And that's why he ends up falling in love with the Scarlet Witch, and can an android fall in love, and you got that whole love triangle thing going on, and
John Byrne proved that they could fall in love, they get married, and they have kids.
Oh, yeah. 12-issue miniseries?
Yeah.
Four-part miniseries.
But, really, really cool dynamics, great storylines. You can go forever and ever with that in any different way you want.
And that John Buscema cover is truly iconic.
Oh, absolutely.
It's been reproduced so many times. In fact, I think in the new Marvel previews, they talk about something with Vision, and they're ripping off his cover again.
Yeah, it's been duplicated. So.
But it's a fantastic cover.
That's cool. If you're going to have an Avengers issue, that's one of them. It's not too far out of price range, but it's been reprinted numerous times in like Marvel Triple Action and things like that. So, I mean, some of those you should be able to find it or in a trade paperback. Definitely, that was a whole great run, great time for Avengers. So that's what I recommend. That's my Keystone issue.
I'm going to talk about the Marvel Group's comics from 1977's Godzilla. They got the rights from Toho Productions to do it. It was written by Doug Monch, and artwork was done by Herb Trimpe, who did The Incredible Hulk. And it's just a great read. It's not like your traditional Godzilla movie. When they got the permission from them to do it, they changed things around a little bit. They actually introduced Godzilla into the Marvel Universe. He's being chased down by S.H.I.E.L.D., and it runs for 24 issues. And the interesting thing about it is they also have some supporting casts in there along that. Besides being chased down with S.H.I.E.L.D., they actually do a Western story in there. The only stipulation they had an interview that they could not do was use some of the Godzilla other monsters that he fights, like Ghidorah and something like that. So they actually invented some monsters. I think in issue, 5, 6, and 7, something along that, or 10 or 11. They have issues where they have alien monsters that Godzilla fights, and he ends up in space for a little bit too. It's pretty It's pretty cool. He actually shrinks down to the size of a rat.
Yeah,
And,
and he's mini Godzilla.
And it's a great storyline, great artwork. It's if you're a fan of Godzilla, it's Godzilla on a different spin.
It's the Marvel version.
Marvel universe. It was really cool that they took Godzilla in a different direction and put it in there. And it's also reprinted in Marvel Essentials, and the issues are out there and they're not overly expensive to buy.
Now, didn't I read somewhere, and help me if it's not true or not, but because Marvel created the villains for Godzilla, the company that owned Godzilla couldn't use them because those were Marvel created characters, so they held the title or the rights to that.
Yeah, because they created that.
That would make sense.
They did the same thing with Rom when that character from the toy came out. They got the rights to do that. At the time, Stanley said, well, we need to invent other characters and things along that line. So they invent all these other Space Knights, which you see them used in different comic books from time to time.
Yeah, the Space Knights still exist.
But they still exist.
But they don't have Rom.
But Rom doesn't exist in the Marvel
But that's smart
universe.
on their part because they create a character line that's all for them. So if they ever come across the point where they can buy Rom and own it, they got a history already developed for them.
Yeah.
Just a little sidebar that's coming out by IDW, and it is going to be one of the free comic book that's going to be offered on Free Comic Book Day, first Saturday in May.
Should be fun.
Yep.
Godzilla?
No, Rom.
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 Oh, okay.
I said on a side note. I said on a side note.
Yeah, but you said side note, but I wasn't sure if that was Rom or...
Sorry.
G.I. Joe? You never know. Well, Mayan is not contained within one issue. It's a mini-series. Legends. Because we have it's a 4 or 5 issue limited series, and I forget. I'm sorry, I should have done the research. My bad. Sorry, folks. All 9 of you. 2 big appearances happen in that limited series. Number 1 Legends is Amanda Waller, and number 3 is the Suicide Squad. If you've seen a previous episode, we talked about the Suicide Squad. This is their first appearance. Still obtainable and still a great read. You know, it's one of those things where Amanda Waller has always been in the background, not only of the DC universe, but in cartoons, in the Suicide Squad, in the Green Lantern. She was in the Green Lantern. She is making appearances everywhere. So in time, if she catches on, that first appearance is not only a good read, but it could be a good find for you and still relatively cheap. That's mine. I think just that limited series alone has a power left and right punch.
No, definitely. I think Amanda Waller's a great character. I mean, hard-nosed government bitch, basically, you know.
Keeps Batman in his place.
Yeah,
she goes
exactly.
toe-to-toe with him.
And she's willing to, she's backed by the government, and she's willing to go to any, length to get the job done, and not afraid to tell anybody about it.
Yep.
She is a great character. And spoiler alert, I can't believe they killed her on Arrow.
No.
She'll come back.
Yeah. Everyone comes
They're traveling through time now.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. They'll figure things out. Yeah,
Arrow will call Adam, and Adam will return everyone back to time.
Flash will do a run on the treadmill.
That's one thing you don't have to worry about with comic book world.
Yeah.
They all come back sooner or later.
That's going to be an interesting thing we should talk about because Marvel's going to be doing something that's looking to bring back hero or dead people. And, there's always been the classic of never touch Peter Parker's uncle.
Uncle Ben,
you never know. Gwen, not the doppelgangers that
not
are out
the
there.
Current,
yeah. I know we're getting off subject, but that's the thing. You never have to worry about death. So if they kill Amanda Waller, it could have been a stand-in person.
Life model decoy.
Yep, if we were
no,
Marvel.
That's Marvel.
That's Marvel. But yeah, so that's why I think that's a great cornerstone for your collection because it's a good read. That limited series alone, and it gives you 2 great first appearances. So,
and it's
Absolutely,
a launching point for a whole lot of storylines that they're doing now.
Of course,
and have done.
Yeah, it's a great thing to have. So you know what's going on. I mean, and all the characters, a good number of the characters that are in that issue, are in the movie. I just wish they brought in Bronze Tiger. I love the Bronze Tiger for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Oh, give me the Bronze Tiger.
I'm currently reading some Deathstroke issues, and they talked about the Bronze Tiger.
Yeah.
And it's like, he was pretty cool in that story.
Oh,
so
he's
far.
a great character. Why
rotating cast in Suicide Squad?
They got to bring him in.
We'll have to bring him in the next Suicide Squad 2 or something.
Think we covered everything?
I think that's about
And
it.
don't forget, check out your local comic book store for these back issues. If not, you can buy them online. There's several different comic book stores online and
Call
Amazon.
me. I have
Hunt's half
some.
the
I'll
fun.
sell them.
As far as I'm concerned, the search for books is half the fun.
Yep.
That's true.
You
This
always
is
run
true.
into other stuff.
This is true. And remember, when you're tired of the same old story, turn some comic book pages, and please leave us comments in the box below.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And like us on Facebook.
Thank you.